Hello?
Hi, hello.
Yeah.
Is this the bomb? One, two, three.
Yes, sir. Now my real name is Alpha.
Alpha. Nice to meet you, Alpha. It's
Yeah.
Tommy. How can I
Right.
help, bro?
Hey. Hey. I just had a few investment questions.
Awesome. Hit me.
Um. So just a little bit about myself, a little background.
Okay.
I'm 19 years old. I'm a freshman in college. I'm going
Mhm.
for a bachelor's degree in cybersecurity,
Mhm.
and I watch your videos religiously, and like your
Thank you.
I like your recommendations about like long-term investing and
Yeah.
retirement as a safer route. And I've looked into it, and if I it said that if I wanted to like open up like an investment account, that I can only like put in post-tax money. So the issue arises here because I work for my parents. They have a shop where they sell clothes, and
Mhm.
I work for them, and they pay me, but like they don't have it set up like in a way like where they give me like a pay stub or something. Like they just pay me. It's like a family business.
Okay. So they're paying you just in cash.
Yeah, in cash. Yeah.
Do you get a 1099 at the end of the year?
No,
Okay.
it's
So how
it's
how
like
much?
real informal.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. So how much do they pay? By the way, what's your name? Alpha,
My name
right?
is Alpha. Yeah,
Okay,
Alpha.
Alpha. Okay. And how much do they pay you like per month?
Per month, let's see, they pay me 400 a week.
Four
So
hundred a
yeah,
week.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And then do you have any debt currently?
No, completely debt free.
No debt. You gonna take any student loans?
No, nope. I got
No.
scholarships.
That's
Nope.
bro. You are headed in the right direction. So how do you get to
Yeah.
school? Like you just you have a car paid off and everything, or you take the bus?
This year I'm doing everything completely offline. So
Okay.
I mean online. So like I don't need to go to the campus. But the
Yeah.
days that I do need to go, I just take my parents' car and go there.
Okay. And you just started with the whole degree thing.
Yes.
All right. So here's what it sounds like, man. It sounds like you're gonna need a dose of patience, a lot of patience, right? Because you're already
Mhm.
working basically. You're doing everything correctly. First of all, you're going to school. You're gonna graduate debt free. That's awesome. Your parents are
Mhm.
helping you out, right? But you also want to invest. But you're also are you reporting taxes?
No.
Yeah. So I can't give you any illegal advice here. So I gotta I gotta like excuse myself from that conversation. But the answer is, if I were making money, right? If I were making
Mhm.
$1,600 a month, right? And I wanted
Mhm.
to invest it, you can't open up a Roth IRA because you don't have employment, right? Like unless your parents are gonna
Mhm.
start paying you on a W-2, whatever they want to do, and I'm probably gonna help them out even more because basically they can deduct you from their expenses and so on, right? Because you're actually an employee. So consider having that conversation with them. This way, it helps them, and it also helps you be on the books, filing taxes and all that stuff, right? That's gonna help you eventually, okay? And six hundred
Okay.
dollars a month, it shouldn't affect. Do you get financial aid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it should affect your financial aid, but you wanna double check that, okay? Because I don't want you like having to pay extra money, whatever. But with that $600, if you were to invest that money, what are your expenses by the way? What do you spend money on every month?
Nothing. I live with my parents, so they
Mm-hmm.
pay for pretty much everything. The
Mm-hmm.
only expenses I have is just personal ones, like taking care of myself and stuff, like buying myself clothes, and pretty much that's it.
Like how much? What do you say you spend a month?
Um, on a month, the most I would spend is about 500, 400. That's the most I would spend.
500. So you're telling me you have left over
Yeah.
like around $1,000, or like
Yeah.
1,100? Yeah. So if you
Yep.
wanted to, you can invest that money into a taxable account, right? And over a
Mhm.
4 year period, for example, every year that's going to be around 12K, right? Over a four
Mhm.
year period, you will have around $48,000. So you
Okay.
would graduate with $48,000 like in your investment account plus the 10% returns in that long term portfolio. Do you already have the long term portfolio that I give?
I already have. I invested so far. I put $500 in a Fidelity account into
Mm-hmm.
FXAIX, which I believe like tracks the S&P 500. I
Okay.
just put it in there for now, and I want to save the rest of my money until I figured out what I could do with it.
Okay, so you have two options here, right? You can't you're not gonna spend. By the way, yeah, you have several options here because in reality, if you plan on buying a car, you want to save for that up in cash. You also want to have
Right.
at least like $1,000 like on the side for emergencies. This way, if anything happens, you can figure things out. And then if you want to invest money, you can be, for example, very aggressive. Just for example, into the S&P 500 if you want to, like you're doing now.
Mhm.
But I want you
Yeah.
to get used to investing the same amount of money every single month. This way, when the market is high, you're buying. When it's low, you're buying. This way, you get the average overall. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's my advice right now, man. You're in a great position, and the only thing I can ruin is basically a bunch of credit card debt, getting a car you can't afford, and just buying things that don't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm avoiding that, and I'm looking into like getting a secured credit card,
Hmm.
and I just plan on investing like just $100 every week into the S&P 500.
Why $100 if you have $1,000?
Because I'm planning on like being more conservative. Like I plan on saving up more, so by the time I graduate, maybe I could have enough to get like a rental property or something else.
Okay. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna after this call, I'll send you my portfolio, exactly what I invest into with M1 Finance. It's a full portfolio with 7 ETFs because you sound a little conservative like I am. This way you can invest properly into a full portfolio. Okay. As far as, for example, buying a rental property and so on, most likely what I usually want you to have is first security for yourself, right? So that means, for example, you have your own very first property that you actually own, you live in it. Once that's paid off, you move on to more rental properties. What can happen eventually is
Okay.
basically, I have a friend. He has a three-family property in New Jersey. He earns a lot of
Mhm.
money because he's a software engineer, right? Which is great. And basically, he put down 3.5% of that property, right? Everything is rented out. Everything's going great right now, right? And from that picture right there, everything sounds great. But the problem is, during the pandemic, he didn't have a single tenant. So he had to use all of his money because things can go wrong. And if, for example, imagine if he lost his job during that time, what was he going to do? He couldn't do anything. So usually, what I want first is for you to secure your own safety. Meaning, for example, you have a full-blown emergency fund, you have your car is paid off, you have a house is paid off, and then when you want to take more, maybe more risk by, hey, I want to have this rental property here and there, you'll get there. But it's all just step by step. First of all, make sure you're good and you're safe, and then you move on to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I want for you, man. I want you to have security. That's what I'm doing currently. Like I invest a ton of money because I have a high income. But then when I buy my first property, I'll pay that off first, like in full. Then I'll move on to my first rental property, then my second, my third, my fourth, my fifth. But it's all step by step. It's the long way to do things, but it's more secure.
Yeah, yeah, but the issue for me arises because I know after I
Hmm.
graduate, my expenses will start to change up because I'll
But so
eventually
will your
move out.
income. So will your income.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah,
have a
yeah,
full
yeah.
career and you'll have a high income. You'll probably make like 40, 60K. And you can just rent an apartment. Where do you live?
I live in Indianapolis,
What's the
Indiana.
what's the rent over there? Like what's the average rent for like a one bedroom apartment?
It's like better than New York. It's about
Funny,
I
funny,
would say
funny.
about like 400 a month,
Yeah, bro.
about
So
four or five
yes,
hundred.
even if you're earning 40K, you're gonna be fine. Okay, you just
Mm-hmm.
stick to the script, right? You buy your first car, make sure it's used. Once you move out from your parents' house, keep your expenses low, but you'll be just fine. Don't rush into a rental property. Next thing you know, your job becomes obsolete, something crazy happens. Just take your time with it. Just rent something, pack up your money, you keep investing, you keep saving up for that your first home and so on, but you'll be just fine. Just take it step by step.
All right, will do. Do you recommend starting out with a duplex and like renting out one side and then living in the other, or do you
No.
recommend starting up in an apartment and then like saving up your money until you have enough like
I,
cash to like in case
yeah.
of emergencies
I
before
can
you
tell
do
you
that?
exactly what I'm doing currently, right? 'Cause that's the best I'm gonna give you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move to Tampa, Florida. When I move there, I'll get my own apartment, right? I'll save up for that 20% down payment to buy my first property. It's gonna be a single family home. Me and my girlfriend are gonna move there. Well, we'll be married then. But the answer is once that's paid off, I'll move on to rental properties. The problem is, for example, when you get into the game of, okay, I'm gonna buy this duplex. The bank is going to grant you a ton of money because they want to lend you a ton of money, right? So once you have the ton
Mm-hmm.
of money, they have you hooked, right? Now you have this
Mm-hmm.
duplex, everything's great. You have your side, the other side, that person's paying the rent, whatever. But let's say again, a pandemic happens like it did before, and now that person's not paying you rent, and your income is not enough to actually pay the mortgage. What do you do then? You see?
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
that's why the first step is like that's like a it's a risky way to do things. I just want you to basically, okay, how do I secure myself first? You know, like when you're in the
Mm-hmm.
airplane and they say, for example, put your mask on your face first before you try anything else.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same idea. Buy first of all, you buy a single family home. If you want to like start off with a condo, that's fine. But just make sure that that condo allows you to actually go ahead and rent it out once you're done with it. Because some of them actually don't allow that. So make sure you actually verify that. But usually, you buy your first single family home. By that time, remember, right? In 4 years, do you have a girlfriend now?
No.
Yeah. Well, in 4 years, you'll probably have a girlfriend. Be looking to maybe get married or whatever, right? So you have two people, two incomes coming in, right? And by that time, when you buy a single family home, you can pay that off in like maybe 3 to 5 to 7 years, depending on how much you actually pay for it. And then you focus on, let me buy this rental property, put down 20%. Once that's done being paid off, I buy the next one and the next one. Meaning every time you're done with one, all that cash flow is yours. If there's no tenant there, nothing to worry about because you don't have a large mortgage on your head. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Or we can go ahead and say, okay, let me just buy this duplex. Oh shit, they can't pay. They're not gonna pay my rent. Oh my gosh, I have another rental property. They're not paying either, and then you have a massive headache. That's not what I want for you.
Yeah, yep. You don't want to be over leveraged, basically.
Exactly.
Yep. So, and this summer, hopefully, if everything works out the way I hope it does, I'll be getting an internship, and hopefully, I'll be earning more than I am now. So, like, would you recommend? Because if I get an internship, it's gonna be like with a company, and I'm gonna be like getting like tax documents. So, would you recommend starting? Opening up like a retirement account then, or would you recommend waiting to like graduate so I get like a more stable job?
No, the compound effect is this, right? The compound effect only works when you're in the game. So once you get this job, if you can qualify for a Roth IRA, open up a Roth IRA and start investing into it. Again, once you get this internship, you're still living with your parents. You're not moving out yet, so you still have that 4-year period. You're gonna be just fine. Like, okay, what I want you to write down is basically what expenses do I have coming up. Okay, let's write down, for example, a car. That's going to be maybe like around $5K, a decent car. What else do I need? Think about it. Like, what else do you need? Maybe like a nice suit or whatever to go to the job, whatever it is. And then once you have all those things taken care of, just save up that money, put it on the side. You buy those things for cash. You got it. That's it. All the rest of the money, you build up your emergency fund if you want that, but you're also just investing and investing and investing. If you also want to save, for example, for the down payment for your property, do not invest that money. Have it set aside because eventually in 4 years, we can have a down market and I don't want you to have to liquidate your investments trying to put a down payment for a property. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
but you're perfect, man. You're on track. You have no crazy debt. You have income coming in, and your problem is, do I invest or do I not invest? That's a great problem to have, bro.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
Awesome. Yeah. You have any more questions,
the main
bro?
issue, just one more question. So, is like the retirement account, will it be tied to the employer, or is it like vary, or does it depend?
Okay, great question. So you have the Roth IRA and traditional IRA, right? I recommend you get the Roth IRA. That's with after-tax money, meaning you put after-tax dollars into it. There is no tax deductions whatsoever, but in the future, all that money that's in there is fully yours. None of it is due to taxes, right? So that's separate. That's not with your employer at all. But you get that once you basically have income coming in. So great. You max it out. That's $6,000 a year, around $500 every single month. Now, what your employer has is, for example, a 401k, or for example, a Roth 401k. The Roth is basically after-tax money. That's what I basically do. Now, the idea is that's going to be tied with your employer. Now, when you leave your employer, you have to roll that over into your traditional IRA, or for example, into your Roth IRA, however you want to do it. But once you leave your employer, you can basically roll it over. There's no problem as long as you're not liquidating it. Because if you liquidate it, you will get a massive penalty. And that's not what you want.
Yep. Yeah. So I could just roll it over into like my own personal one and just manage it for myself. And then if I like move from that job to a different job, I can roll it over from my personal one into that job.
Yeah, you're probably worried because you're like, I'm getting an internship for experience, but I might not want to stay here, right? That's what you're worried about?
Yeah. Because I don't plan on staying with that company for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Be careful what the terms are, because some companies they might be trying to say, hey, you know, the match we gave you is tied to you staying at the company, so you want to make sure you check everything, because companies are not stupid, bro. They know what you might be trying to do, so just double check all the terms. This way you're solid and you're taken care of.
So isn't the difference between them, is it called like vested and unvested?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I remember reading about that on like Reddit somewhere.
Oh, Reddit is the financial Bible these days, right?
Yeah, totally missed out on GME.
Nah, bro, don't do that.
I'll get them next time.
Oh my god.
I'm lurking. I'm watching.
No, stay away from that. And Dodgy Coin and what was AMC? These guys are.
It's
going
to Pluto.
Yeah.
Going to Pluto.
I had a
Mark
friend.
my words.
A friend actually called me today telling me he's gonna invest into Dogecoin. I'm like, what do you do? What do you know about that? It's going up. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. No,
if it's little play money, there's no issue.
Yeah, if it's like $1,000, just play money. You can play that. You can play that game, but make sure you also invest in the side, like for your real long-term future, so that way you're taken care of. Okay.
Yeah, most definitely. Yep.
All right, brother. All right, bro. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your time, bro. I really appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate you. Be easy.
All right. Peace out. Guys, that right there was Alpha. By the way, amazing name, Alpha. I might name my kid Alpha. That's a great name. But again, this is a great problem to have. Tell me, I have money. I don't know what to invest into. That's an amazing problem to have. So congratulations, Alpha, on that one. And the answer is be patient. Take your time. You're going the right direction. Just don't overthink things, okay? Just be patient, but don't go out there trying to get into massive risk. My advice is always going to be, hey, take care of yourself first. Have a foundation. And then you go into every single other avenue. But first, take care of yourself, okay? Now, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. And if you want to be the next person on the show, then go follow me on Instagram. This way, when I post, you know exactly when I'm posting, when I'm coming online, so I can call you and talk to you guys one-on-one on this channel. See you guys next time. And if you guys like these videos, well, go ahead and like this video. So that way I know you actually like it. On top of that, also, subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified. And if you guys want to text me or talk to me one-on-one, join my Patreon, link down below, or send me a DM on Instagram at Tommy Bryson. If you want to watch another video with another person with more questions, well, here's a video right here. And click my face right now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.